All right, man. Well, I am thrilled because we get a chance to sit down with somebody that today is the first time I've officially met you face to face, Benny. But why don't you take a minute and just introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, where you're from, and then we'll talk just a little bit about what you brought here today.
Yeah. My name is Benny. Have Benny's Rod Shop. I build traditional style hot rods, 20s to 50s. Do mobile pinstriping, lettering, all sorts of stuff. I travel all over, going to shows, and it's like building cool shit. None of my shit's super pretty, man. It's just home-built hot rods. I build go cars, not show cars, and just like having fun with it.
Very cool. Where are you from, man?
I'm from Wilmer, Minnesota. Just smack dab in the middle of this great state, you know.
Right on. Now, is building hot rods your full-time gig? I mean, is that what you do? Or?
No, I'm a full-time mechanic for Chevrolet, and then I have my own shop. I run basically from 5 till 10 o'clock at night, and then whatever weekends I have free. And then mainly on weekends, I'm traveling around, going to striping other people's vehicles. I just travel to them mainly, or going to shows, or just meeting new people. Cool. Helping buddies out with their cars, you know.
Yeah,
just
right on.
Doing the rounds.
Being a part of a hot rod community.
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
Now, tell us just a little bit about the sweet ride that you brought in here today. Just give us the quick rundown of your make model.
It's a 1928 Ford Model A closed cab pickup is what it started its life as. Obviously, a couple alterations since then. I chopped it into a roadster, leaned the windshield back, made a faux soft top. It's actually a removable hard top. Full chassis, roll bar, small block, turbo 200, suicide front end, cross steer.
Cool.
The works, man.
Yeah, I love it. It's got such an attitude, and we're kind of cruising around a little bit, getting some video footage of things like that, and this thing draws a crowd everywhere you go. You've got to have people just walking up to you.
That's what it's about, though. I mean, you see the smiles on other people's faces when you're cruising around. I mean, especially when it's like January and you're cruising down Highway 23 and people are looking at you like you might have a couple screws loose, but I mean, it's fun, man. Just throw the Carhartts on and have a good time.
Yeah, because you got no heater in this thing.
No heater, no windows. I got a windshield and that's it. It's the headers blow some fumes in the cab, you know. You don't notice the cold so much.
So I feel a little lightheaded. You know why.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right on. Tell me about this fuel tank. I think that's super cool.
I think it's just like a 10-gallon Moon Eyes tank. Just slapped it on there with some straps. I got to pull it back a little bit because I do got to put a harness bar across there to run my 4 points. If you look, the back of the hardtop has about a quarter gap between the body and the top, and that's just so then my shoulder harness bars can run through there.
Yeah, makes sense. You were kind of planning ahead knowing that you wanted to put some harnesses in.
Because I mean, like I said, hot rods are cool, but you got to be safe, you know. I mean, I've had too many close calls to keep playing that game, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fuel gauge is just right in the top of the fuel tank. So you just kind of lean over your shoulder and look at how much gas you got in it. And don't ever fill it all the way up because it'll just splash right out the breather when you take a left turn. It's simple. And I mean, it's mounted up high enough to where the car will run without a fuel pump, but I still run a fuel pump. I mean, tank's higher than the car, but it'll gravity feed in there if need be. But
makes sense.
It's kind of a oh shit safety, you know. And it's I just like the old school. I mean, like Bonneville Salt Flats with the little 1 gallon moon tags up front. That stuff's cool, man. Yeah. But I need a little more than a gallon, you know.
Bingo.
So it's an ever evolving car, you know. I mean, I think I'm happy with it, and I always am happy with it, but then I find something new I want to do to it, you know. Like now I want cheater slicks, I want H bars off the roll bar. We're talking about maybe adding like a autocross inspired like ducktail wing to the back of it of sorts. I'm gonna build a removable rear hoop, so then I can actually put a rooftop tent on it for when I'm going to shows down south, and I can just camp out on the back of the thing, you know. It's like
It's a cool idea.
Yeah, it's I like traveling with it. I mean, just the looks you get driving down the freeway in January in this thing, dude. People look at you and are laughing and smiling, and I mean, it's not just making yourself happy. I mean, seeing the happiness it brings other people is just cool, you know?
That's right.
Ask any car guy, what's something that you'd like to change in your build, and I guarantee he'll say something about the electrical wiring, because just like going shoe shopping with your girl, it can feel overwhelming and hopeless. But great news, the Piece and Grease podcast is sponsored by WireCare. They've got all the connectors and terminal ends, sleeving, heat shrink, zip ties, and all the tools to make your project's electrical wiring something to be proud of and show off at the next cruise night, because it's done safe and organized and done right. We're excited to be working with WireCare at the Piece and Grease HQ, so go check out their products and tools at wirecare.com.
And I mean, like at car shows, kids can get in it and crawl around in it, and just got to remember to put a 2x4 under the gas pedal so they don't flood the thing hitting the throttle. But yeah,
you don't worry about it getting scratched up and things like that. So,
they can roll their Hot Wheels down the door of it. I don't care. I mean, you don't want to teach them that, but like it's nothing. I mean, this whole car is painted with Rust-Oleum bomb cans. It's so. I hit it with red oxide primer. I did 5 coats of red oxide primer. Then I did 3 coats of black, and then I did 2 to 3 coats of that blue, and then 800 grit wet sanding paper, and I just spent days sanding on this thing, and because it was an awful shade of green when I got it. It was not pretty, man, and I get what they were going for, but it's not what I wanted. So yeah, I painted it, lettered it, striped it.
That's all you're painting on there.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, it's I painted everything and then wet sanded it down afterwards, and kind of took the styling inspiration from like Bonneville Salt Flats cars. I mean, I love that stuff, man. Yeah. But I mean, 34 Fords are expensive, man. It's I have one, but it's butchered. But yeah, it's all fun. I mean, I kind of tried to stay with a certain era. So like the Edelbrock and the Snap-on logo are both from like the 50s or early 50s era. Yeah.
Trying to kind of keep it period correct in a way. Yeah. There's new pieces and parts on it, but you're making it looks
like the paint might have been done back in the 50s, you know. And I don't like anything too perfect, you know. You got to bang it up a little bit, but and you don't got to worry about it so much. I mean,
there's some historical pieces on this too. You were telling me about the headers earlier.
Yeah, so the headers are off of the car that got me into this styling of cars was a 5-window Chev that was owned by kind of one of my hot rod mentors, Greg, and I always told him when he wanted to sell it, let me know, but I was a kid back then, you know. He ended up selling it to one of his buddies. And he pulled those headers off of it, and that was like the epitome of a post-World War II hot rod. Some kid got home after deployment, bought a 5-window, chopped it, channeled it, threw a small block with a Offenhauser 3-deuce in it, some Lakester headers and cheater slicks, and it was primered and striped, and it was just gorgeous. And he ended up putting a Blueprint small block in it and pulled those headers and the intake off of it, and I bought both. And that intake will be going on this car. I need to get the carbs built for it, or go through them or whatever, because when Greg had it, it only ran off the middle carb because he didn't really care about power. He just wanted it to putz down the road, but I want all 3 firing. So just working that out, making a new linkage for it. But this will be on a 3-deuce setup with these headers, and then I'm going to make a hood top, so then it'll be 3 sugar scoops coming out the hood instead of that big intake. I kind of just slapped that thing on there because it looks goofy, you know. It's obnoxious, it's big, it looks better. That I had a Cadillac Batwing air cleaner on it and it looked all right, but it looks like a pizza box sitting on top of your carburetor, you know. But cool. But yeah, I mean, anything old that I can find to put on there. Like there's a old license plate topper screwed into the switch panel. Just trying to find little gems from that era, you know, to put on it. But yeah, those headers are nothing fancy. It's just solid stock, and someone with an oxy torch built them back in the day, but they're crooked as all hell, but I like them. And I'm going to put some muffler inserts in there, though, because it is obnoxious going down the highway, that thing cackling away. But yeah,
that's very cool.
Yeah.
And I love that there's a history behind it. Like there's a connection that puts you with Greg, with the car. And
yeah, like
fits.
That's the car that's like, that's the style I want, you know. That's what I gravitated to, you know. Like I like rat rods, I like shiny hot rods. I have shiny hot rods. I don't drive them. It's too stressful, man. Like you got to worry about little kids walking around putting their booger pickers on your car, and it's just like, this thing, I don't care, you know. It is what it is, you know. But
that's cool.
Yeah, it's nice having that little sentimental piece on there, you know. Like those were on the car that got me into this, you know.
Yeah,
it was cool to be able to get them.
It's part of the truck's history, but it's part of your history.
Yeah,
and that's really that fits well because it's your personality coming out everywhere on this build, and so that kind of connection and the stories behind it. Yeah, that's really what we wanted to dig down on.
Yeah, and it's a conversation starter with so many people. You know, people come up to you at gas stations. I drive this thing to the grocery store. I drive it to Menards to get lumber. I don't care. It's like just lean it up against the roll bar and strap it down. I mean, just the conversations and the happiness it brings people, and the people you meet along the way. That's. I mean, the cars are cool, but the people are really cool. You know, I mean, I've met some amazing people just building hot rods and hanging out, you know. I mean,
right on.
Just all about keeping the community positive, having a good time doing it, and
love that.
Not letting the ego get to you, man.
That's right. Yeah. I think you said that you have a little bit of storage in the back as well. So when you are running to the hardware store or Menards or whatever.
Oh yeah, it's got basically a 2 foot by 3.5 foot by probably like 18-inch deep trunk, basically from about 6 inches past the center of the rear wheel. That's all a trunk storage. So it's, I mean, nice. If I'm traveling, I can put all my luggage back there. I mean, cooler, whatever I need. And then I went and I got a full set of chrome Steelies with brand new white walls on it for a future build I'm doing. Yeah. And I drove to Scotty's in Rice, Minnesota, and picked them up from my buddy there. And I had 5 wheels and tires strapped to the back of this thing, driving down County Road 23, 70 mile an hour. And I mean, the tires stuck up higher than the roll bar, but
nice.
I mean, it's a truck, man.
It's a truck. You're using it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know,
love it. Yeah, very cool. That tonneau cover that you built, I guess you could call it that, but
bed cover.
The bed cover, yeah. I thought that was pretty neat. Yeah, where did that come from?
It was on there when I got it. I just modified it, hinged it, and then so it wasn't hinged when I got it, and then I just ended up slicing it down the middle, and then I found some like patio door hinges that kind of like an Art Deco-ish look. Got them home, hit them with the grinder, hit them with the needle scaler, make them look beat up and old, and screwed them in there, and just some bolt latches to keep it closed. I mean, it works. And then I had my buddy Rav louver I made a new tailgate panel. The tailgate doesn't actually open or close. It's sheet metal. Sure. But when I got the truck, it was just flat sheet metal. I wanted something a little different, a little more Salt Flats-esque, you know. So I cut out a new panel, brought it to my buddy Rav down the road. He stamped out the louvers in it and painted it to match, striped it up, and threw it on there. You know, it's
awesome.
Just gives it a little more flair in the back instead of just a blank slate you're looking at, you know.
Yeah.
I thought about bead rolling some stuff in there, but I'm like, louvers are cool.
Yeah.
I'll throw some on the hood when I build the hood too, to kind of wrap it all together. And
sure. Love that. Your lights, tell me about those a little bit.
They're just little Speedway 1-wire bullet lights. I just got a pair in the rear, so the outsides are my running lights, the insides are my brake lights. I don't have turn signals.
Don't need them. You got a left hand.
wave.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, even people nowadays don't know what it means. They think I'm just waving at them, but yeah, it's you just hand signal. But I mean,
cool.
People are already watching you when you're going down the road, so it's not that big of a deal, man. But yeah, it's still a little. I'd like to maybe mount like a little LED strip on the underside of the roll bar to get people's attention a little more for the brake light. Because it sits pretty low, man. I mean, if anyone's close to your rear bumper at all, they aren't going to see your taillights. So just to make sure people see you. But yeah, I don't want to ruin the look of the car by putting some big lights up on the roll bar, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
But you got to be safe.
Yeah, bingo.
Yep.
The headlights, they're obviously fully functional. They're doing what they, have to do. But
yeah, kind of. I mean, they're blocked by the shocks, but I mean, they're enough to see a little bit,
Sure. They look really cool.
Yeah, they're just, I don't even know what they're off of, man. They're just buckets. And
cool.
I think they're just 7 or 8 inch just closed beam. But yeah, they work. They're nothing fancy. You can't see very far, but I can see,
Well, and they're period correct as well, right? They all fit the build of what the truck is.
Yeah, and it's just a Model A shell, grill shell cut down.
I was wondering if it was lower than
they chopped it down and lowered it. And I did pick up a 32 chopped shell the other day that I might toy around with just because those have a nicer, rounder look. But the A shell does really fit the car because it was an A. But I say it was because there's not a whole lot of Model A left in it. But
sure.
And like there's a lot of little things that nobody would notice. Like if you look at the body line where the door meets the rear of the cab.
Yeah.
So from the factory, the door is sagging a little bit, so don't line up great right now. But from the factory, the bottom of the body line behind the door would have lined up with the top of the body line on the door. So they weren't like this. They were like this.
Oh.
Bugged the hell out of me. So I had to section that the rear box or the rear cab to lower that body line down to line up and just look more fluid. Little stuff that nobody's going to notice. They're just like, oh, it's a Model A cab.
Right.
But like it's something I had to do to make myself happy, And it's
Bingo.
like,
and
like the whole like structure to it, since I lopped the roof off, is just 1x2 square tubing. I mean, the whole top of it, sides, the door supports are 1x2, and I just remade the catches. But I actually had the doors welded shut for the longest time because I rattled so bad without a roof. Because, I mean, you're taking a lot of the structure out. You open both doors, that cowl starts leaning back on you,
I bet.
So I had the doors just welded shut, and you just crawled in it for the longest time. But then once I put the roof on, it gave you enough structure to be able to use the doors again. But you kind of got to duck down to get in it. But once you're in it, you're good.
Cool.
Doesn't
That's
have
awesome.
a speedo or I got an oil pressure and water temp gauge, and that's about it.
Cool.
I want to get one of those. I know Speedway sells them. They're little GPS gauges, but they look era correct-ish,
Sure.
I want to get one of those and maybe sandblast the lens a little bit, make it look all pitted and gross, and then slap it in the dash. But
Cool.
I don't like putting brand new parts on it. Doesn't look right,
Yep.
Doesn't. Not saying it doesn't deserve new parts, but I don't want it looking like it's got new parts on it. I mean, the valve covers are all old and stained, and
you want it to look like it belongs on the truck. Yeah.
I don't
That's
want it
awesome.
to look like I built this thing this year. I want
Right.
it to look like it was built way back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's awesome.
they built shit with whatever they had.
Mhm.
I mean, they weren't loyal. I mean, you look at all the old cars back then, and it's got a Chevy and a Ford. They did that back then. They were putting Cadillac flatheads in everything, man. And it's just whatever you have, whatever works, and just have fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't get too caught up in the little things.
That's right. Now, this isn't your only project. You have other things always cooking and brewing all the time. So tell me about some of those that you've had in the past or ones that you're doing right now.
Yeah. I'll kick back to kind of the beginning. The first car that me and Dad built was a 1974 Nova. It was orange with a white Yanko stripe, even though I didn't have Yankos yeah, they didn't make a 74 Yanko Nova, but somebody decided to make one, and bought that. Brought it home, rebuilt the small block, rebuilt the trans, and put a mini spool in the rear and some Pete Jackson timing gears up front, so it whined like it had a blower.
Noisy.
Thing was gutless, wouldn't do a burnout, but it looked cool, man. And
looked cool and sounded cool.
Yeah. So I had that for a couple of years, and then we were at Street Nats and met a guy there with a black 68 triple black vinyl top, black interior, and ended up striking up a deal trading cars. Had to give him some cash to boot, obviously. Still have that car to this day. It's repainted now because Bambi and her friends decided to jump out in front of it, but Haggerty took care of that. But yeah, now it's perfect, and I don't want to drive it. It's perfect, flat black, just glass, and it's like, oh yeah, looks real good sitting in the shop under the lights,
Yeah. Yep.
But it's a factory big block SS Nova 396. I still have the original Muncie, but I put a Tremec in it just to get the extra gear, highways and everything.
Yeah.
I do got to go through the motor again because it's tuned on 100 octane, or so the airport gets a lot of my money for gas, but luckily they don't care. They let you just cruise right out there and fill up. But
cool.
Yeah, that car doesn't see the road a whole lot because I got these, but that was kind of the beginning of it. Then me and Dad built a 56 Chev pickup. It's a 77 Camaro front cut for the bags. So, and then it's a S10 rear frame, and then 305 and a turbo 350, and it's just stupid reliable. I mean, I
Nice.
drive that thing all over the country, man, and it's a great truck. It's all patinaed out. It was black when we got it, and we went and kind of did the same thing, but professional paint and matte clear coat over it and everything. And Monty Roach pinstriped that one back in the day. I think he was like 17 or 18 when he striped that truck. And
Cool. Back when he was still in Minnesota.
Yeah, back when he was still in Minnesota. Yeah. And he always was adding to it back to the 50s and stuff. Yeah, that truck's been around a long time, and it's not going anywhere. I mean, that one's been done for a while. It's rare you're done with a truck, you know what I mean? But I mean, I don't think anything's changed in that thing in 10 years. It just keep ripping the thing. I got a brand new small block, and I'm just like, why would I put it in it? That one still runs. That motor likes running rich. I've leaned it out. I put new carbs on it, and then I'm always just like, you know what? I'll just put it back to what it was. It runs rich, but it runs good.
Sure.
Besides that, high school car was a 84 Camaro. I worked at a body shop at the age of 14.
Wow.
Just sweeping floors, and then I worked my way up from there. I don't know if it's a work my way up. I started doing fiberglass repair and sandblasting after that, so it was a itchy, scratchy job, but I mean, it paid for my Camaro, so
I'm sure you learned a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And they let me work on the car there after hours and everything, so I had my car there, and I bought it, and it was side swiped on the passenger side, and it was metallic brown. So I did all the body work there. The guys helped me out with everything, and learned how to do body work on my own car pretty much. And
that's cool.
Painted it black and gold instead. And I threw the QA1 catalog at it, rebuilt the small block, had a 700 R4K case built for it, ZR1 replica wheels, whole bunch of stuff, man. It was a riot.
Wow.
And
awesome.
Now it's at the junkyard, but
no.
Yeah, I ended up that was my first and only wreck. I stuffed it in the back of a dump truck. Nobody got hurt, but
wow,
the car was folded. Yeah.
Anything salvageable from it? I mean,
I bought it back for $16 from the insurance company, man. And I sold the motor and trans for like $3,000. They were total. It still ran. They were folded like it was at like a 30-degree angle upward. The shifter was in the back seat. Basically, I got sent home from work. I was lightheaded, pale, having a hard time like standing up. Boss told me to get out of there and go home. Well, lost consciousness.
Ooh.
And just,
Wow.
yeah, it wasn't cool. But
Huh.
yeah, but saving grace, it was a dump truck.
Yeah.
Nobody got hurt.
Wow.
And
Glad you're here.
Yeah.
Even if the car's not.
Thank God I'm here, you know. I mean, I'm just glad nobody got hurt, man. It's scary things happen real quick, man. And
wow. Yeah.
Be thankful for every day you're here, because I could have easily not been here. And still sketches me out when I'm not feeling right at work, and I'm just like, you know, I don't want to push my luck. Maybe I'll just hang out in the parking lot for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I was 16 and not a good deal, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
You live and learn.
Yeah. What got you into cars?
My old man, he always had cool cars. When he was my age, he had gold 70. He's probably gonna correct me on this. I think it's a 78 Trans Am, gold with the black bird.
Cool.
He built a little Dodge pickup that looks very, very similar to the Power Wagon, but this was before the Power Wagon was a thing. Or no, not the Power Wagon. The Little Red Express. There we go.
Sure. Yep.
The stacks, wood sides and everything. And he had a lot of cool cars, man. But yeah, he got me into the stuff, and my whole family is big into it, man. It's a whole big family affair.
Awesome.
It's whenever we would get together for holidays at my grandma's house, it looked like we were putting on a car show on the whole block. I mean, everybody would roll up, and I mean, all my cousins have cars, my uncles have collections. I mean, it's
cool. So you grew up around it.
Oh yeah, I was born in it.
Day one.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
It was real. It's a great thing to do, you know, like with growing up, getting to come home from work or come home from school, do your homework, and then spend the night in the shop with your dad, building something that's gonna last. You know, building memories. You know, I mean, that's worth more than anything. You know,
Absolutely.
I mean, you only got so much time on this earth.
Yeah.
So it's something that I really value, and really thank my family for like bringing me up in this culture and everything. And
awesome.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Absolutely. And it's not going to end with you.
No,
right?
no.
Yeah.
We'll keep shoving it down people's throats until we can't no more, man.
Right on.
I always look at the next generation, you know. That's why when these little kids come up, and I'm just like, hop in the thing, man.
Yeah.
Have fun with it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be that guy that grumps at some old kid for getting in touching my car. You know, I want him to have a good experience with this stuff. I want him to be doing what I'm doing in 20 years, you know.
Yeah.
I want to just push that next generation along and keep it positive, keep it in a manner that people want to be part of it, you know. Not like, oh, I don't want to do that, those people are dicks, you know.
Right.
I mean, I know the people that I wake up when I'm driving to work at 7 a.m. and this probably think I'm a dick, but I'm just having fun, man.
No, one of the things that you're doing to try and help promote it's not just your job, your hobby, your lifestyle, all the things that we've talked about so far. It's being a part of the shows and being a part of the culture, things like that.
Absolutely.
So go into some of that you're involved in.
I put on a car show in Wilmer. It's July 12th this year at the Wilmer Civic Center. It's called the Rusty Eyeball. It's just everything's welcome. It started as a rat rod show back in the day, and then me and my dad and family kind of took it over and opened it up to everybody. We moved it out to the Civic Center just because we got more real estate. It's clean. You don't got to worry about dust. It used to be at the fairgrounds, so it used to get dusty, and it was always the same weekend as a horse show.
Oh, sure.
So it would we'd have horse trailers trying to pull through the show and everything. And
maybe rat rod guys don't care as much, but the shiny guys, they would be upset by that.
Exactly. So it's like I brought it there, and some people like it, some people don't. But you know what? The show still keeps growing and growing, and
Cool.
Should be a real good one this year. I mean, I travel all over to shows, especially like Rat Stock coming up, and then there's the guys down in Sioux City. There's Scene of the Crash. I mean, I try to travel to any new shows I can, man. Meet new people. I mean, and make more connections, and it's just great community, you know.
That's
It's
awesome.
I like, it's a good excuse to get out there, you know. I mean, in the winter too, like, don't be afraid to load your shit up and head south for a couple hours and find a show in the wintertime. I mean, just because we're up in frigid Minnesota doesn't mean you have to just shove your car under a tarp all wintertime, you know. I mean,
right.
throw that thing on a trailer and make a weekend out of it.
Yeah, that's right. Cars wash, even if it gets a little bit of salt on it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, I
take care
met
of
some
that.
really cool people down in Sioux City. Never been to that show before. Just popped up on Facebook. I'm like, screw it. Hit my buddy Brad up. I'm like, let's go make a road trip out of this, and met some amazing people. The Gents Car Club down there. I met those guys, super rad guys down there. And then the guy that puts on that show puts on Scene of the Crash, and they do like dirt drags and stuff this summer. That'll be a really cool show too.
Nice.
But, yeah, and then in the wintertime, there's Pokey Tire,
Yeah,
which that's super cool event. I
that
mean,
looked like a blast.
everybody just studs up their hot rods and gets on the lake and just tears it up. You know, it's kind of a free for all, man. You just line up when you want to line up. You can go drag race, you can circle track, you can go around basically a road course around the whole perimeter of the lake. It's just, they did a poker run, and
Cool.
it's just a lot of fun, man. And it's put on by good people, you know. It's
Right on.
just a good excuse to get out there and have fun.
Yeah. Sorry, my phone's making noise.
Oh,
I gotta
you're
shut
good.
that off.
You beat your stuff up a little bit. I mean, I caved
Yeah.
in my oil pan and filled my sump full of carbon, and the thing was knocking, and brought it home and fixed it up and ready to go again. But
Man, I saw that you were posting stuff about Pokey Tire and what happened, you know, to your
Yeah.
oil pan.
well
just
worth
from-
it. You know,
That's awesome.
I mean,
because you're out there enjoying it and you're
Yeah.
actually driving the thing and doing
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
That's
I mean,
super cool.
shit happens.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So.
You just fix it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. And earlier we were talking about how this is your artwork. It's your pinstriping on this build. Go into a little bit about striping and your artwork and things like that too.
Yeah. So, I always really admired pinstriping and always loved it. Monty did all my pinstriping for years. Well, when he moved down south, following the work, you know, building his life down there, didn't have anyone to pinstripe, you know, unless he was up visiting family, you know. So I just I started doing it, and about, we're coming up on 2 years, and took a while for me to build the courage to like start taking on customers' vehicles. You know, I always have struggled with the, am I good enough to be doing that thing? Like, this is somebody's baby that I'm just painting on. They'd be like, yeah, dude, I trust you to sling paint on my car that I spent so long working on.
Yeah.
And
I
so
totally get that.
yeah. So like I would start on just doing test panels and painting random stuff laying around the shop and stuff, and painting my cars and buddies' cars, and now it's turned into traveling pretty much every weekend. I do it mobily, so out of my SS Silverado, I just have everything set up in that thing, so I can just roll up to somebody's shop, unload, and sling some paint and head home. You know,
That's awesome.
It's I love it. It's challenging. It's everyone is different. You know, I can just kind of work wherever. You know.
Yeah. And it's becoming, it started out as a challenge, but now it's becoming more of like a side.
Yeah, and it's
job.
one of those things that another reason I had a hard time charging at first, because it was one of those things like charging for something that I love doing is weird, you know, like it's something that I just enjoyed doing. It was relaxing to me to just go and look at the car, see what lines were talking to me and where I needed to put what. I just really liked that aspect of it, and like I would just do it, you know. And then my buddy's like, you really got to start charging for this. And I'm just like, yeah, eventually, you know. And yeah, obviously now I do, but it's when I was learning, I was just grateful that my friends trusted me to like practice on their stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there comes a time where you just got to be like, yeah, you know what, my time is worth something.
That's
you
right.
know?
Yep. Good. Did Monty Roach kind of help mentor you a little bit through it? How did you learn? How did you pick up?
I taught myself for a lot of it, but like anytime I had questions and I would message Monty, he'd message me, give me any tips and tricks he could. And like at that show down in Sioux City, met an old timer down there, just a crazy good striper. Like his lines were like what I could hardly pull with a pencil thickness, you know, like just crazy brush control. And I was just sitting there watching him, talking to him for like an hour. Cool. As he was painting, and they do what's called a panel jam down there. It's really cool. So we had like 12 different stripers. They give each of them a different panel, and you get 3 minutes to paint everything you can on that panel. And then at the end of the 3 minutes, you shift the panel to the person to your right. Really? And it goes all the way around. Wow. So everybody gets to add to everybody else's. It's a really cool little thing they do at that show. Huh. But at the end of that, and I was all packing up, getting ready to head back to Minnesota, that guy came up to me and gave me his phone number. He's like, anytime you're in Sioux City or if you have any question with pinstriping, give me a call, because like, nice. You only got so much time, man. He was an old timer. He's like, I'll share all my knowledge with you, man. Man. He was joking. He's like, I just bought a new pack of brushes, and it'll probably be the last pack of brushes I ever have to buy. He's like, wow. You know, it's like, yeah. Wow. I feel that, man. I mean, you only get X amount of hours.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's super cool. So now that you've been doing it for a while, a couple of years, you said, yep. What do you prefer? Let's dive into that just a little bit. But what's your paint of choice? What's your brushes? Like, what do you like?
I use primarily MAC brushes. Depending on where it is, you know, I'll switch up brushes between a sword and a dagger. So like you have different shapes and hair lengths and hair material and handle lengths and all sorts of stuff. I really like the lettering aspect of it. I like pinstriping, but the whole lettering and sign painting stuff is what I really, really like. But I just switched to alpha enamel. I did use One Shot for years, and One Shot is great. There's no knocking that stuff. I mean, it's been around for so long. Absolutely. It's kind of tried and true, you know?
You bet.
But I just decided to go to the alpha just because of pretty much because of the bottles, you know? They're easier to just squeeze out a little bit instead of prying open a can, you know? I'm like, you know what? I'll try it. And I really like it. It's nice having that many pre-mixed colors too, you know, instead of sitting there mixing colors. But I mean, you still got to know how to do that. You know, it's not just a crutch. You still got to learn how to mix colors and because there's people that you'll pull a color out and they're like, no, that needs to be a little bit darker, a little more red than that, you know, and you want to match their car. You got to cater to their car. That's their car. That's the number one thing I tell people when I'm painting their car. I'm just like, here's the thing. This is your car. I want you to be happy with it. If I have to change this 7 times, change my drawing, change the sketch, let me know.
Sure.
I want you to be happy with it at the end of the day. Yeah. I have no problem changing stuff. I just want you to be happy with the end product.
Because they're the ones that are going to be looking at it for the next 20 years.
I might see that car here and there, but you're the one who's going to walk out to the garage and see it every day. So I want to make sure you're happy with it, man. And if you need me to change, if you look at it for a week and you're like, hey, Ben, I want to get this changed, no problem. You know, like cool. It's one of those things that like, I just want to make sure that my work is exactly what they wanted. You know, I mean, granted, there's people that are dicks about it, but I mean, that's with everything.
There's going to be, yeah.
But yeah, I use a variety of different things. But as far as paint goes, primarily alpha. I've been experimenting with some other paints too, but every paint is a little different on how much you have to thin it down or thicken it or whatever. And then, yeah, it's definitely a challenging thing to learn for sure, brush control, and then just the premise on how to lay everything out to make it look right. And symmetry is a really tricky thing, man. And there's a lot of tools you can use for that. So like there's a crossover between pinstriping and quilting. And it's called the pounce.
Yeah,
so it's
that's right.
like old timers will use a sock full of flour or cornstarch. You know, I have a pounce pad that's meant for quilting, and then a pounce grid that you can use. So it's basically a plastic sheet with a 1x1 grid.
Yeah.
You tape it on center, throw some cornstarch at it, and you get a little baseline grid that'll help you out when you're starting to learn symmetry and everything. So you can. It's and you don't have to worry about it scratching. You know, some people use a grease pen, you know, or a white crayon, you know. But I mean, then you're pushing on somebody's paint, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
It all depends on the surface that you're on.
Exactly,
like
and I mean, and the thickness of the paint is super dependent on that too. If you're painting on a glass clear coat, it's gonna be a lot easier than if you're painting on someone's rusty Model A, you know, with a bunch of texture, you know.
Yeah.
And you got to be upfront with the customer too, because like if you come to me with a really pitted out cowl you want painted, like yeah, I can stripe it, but the lines aren't going to be perfect smooth. Like you're going to see that texture still.
You bet. Yeah.
Unless you sand this thing down, you're still going to see texture. So like, know your limits. You know?
Yep.
Like,
that's right. Yeah.
Don't go slinging paint on a SEMA car unless you're ready for that, you know.
Yeah, well said. So you're doing this paint work for people at shows, but you're also doing it out of your shop at home in Wilmer?
Yeah, I'll do it at my shop in Wilmer, but a lot of the times I just end up traveling to people. Cool. So like they'll have the vehicle in their shop, and I kind of built the SS to be my mobile pinstriping rig. So everything, all my pack outs just clip right into my deck box with the topper and everything, slides out. I got everything I need right there, and I can just shoot around and paint people's cars and stuff.
Cool.
But I do have a couple cars, my buddy's cars, that I'm going to paint like live at shows this year. Just I mean, people like watching it, you know.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll slap a reel up on Facebook and Instagram every now and then of me painting stuff, just a time lapse, just because people like watching it, you know.
Yeah.
But I thought it'd be cool to I'm gonna do my buddy Nick's Travelall. I always get Travelall and the Travelette mixed up, but it's his Travelall. I think we're gonna do it at Gearhead this year.
Cool.
I'm gonna kind of just park on a corner there and letter and stripe the whole thing there at Gearhead, hopefully.
Nice.
Very cool. And then it's cool doing it live at shows. Just it gets other people into it, you know. Maybe some little 12-year-old kid's gonna see it and be like, "Dad, I want to try that. I want a pinstriping kit for Christmas," you know.
Yeah.
Get into it, you know. Learn it. Start young.
Right.
I mean, it's shared knowledge, you know.
Yeah.
I'll share everything I know with anybody, you know.
That's cool. Yeah. Love it. Where can people find you? Like if they're interested in not only getting pinstriping or sign painting done, but maybe they want to get some of that knowledge that you have, or hook up with you about parts or something like that, or having
Instagram is literally just Benny's Rod Shop.
Benny's Rod Shop.
Okay. Facebook, Benny Jacobsen, Jacobsen. Okay. That's about it, you know. I mean, they can shoot me a message. I'll respond as soon as I get it, man. I have no problem sharing knowledge and whatever you need, man. I mean, I'll help you out. But
right on.
Yeah, it's
cool.
I'm here to help, you know.
Love it.
I just want the next generation to be just as enthused about this shit as we are, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, if not more.
Absolutely. Yeah. Is there anything that we forgot to talk about, or that you want to go back and hit? Did we skip anything?
I don't know how many of the cars you want to know about, man. I mean, I got a lot lined up. I mean, I got a 34 Ford that's sectioned and narrowed that I'm working on right now. That was a stock car in the 60s that I found buried in the woods in Redwood Falls.
Wow.
Yeah, a tree growing up through the back. So yeah, it's been narrowed 3.5 inches, sectioned about 6.5 inches off the bottom of it. It's been cut up like a sheet of brownies and glued back together.
Wow.
So,
it was a dirt track car though, you said.
Yeah,
okay.
It was driven by Mel Zimmerman out of Tracy, Minnesota in the 60s. I have pictures in this stack somewhere of the car back in the day too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found it in the woods of a property my buddy bought. I was actually there to pick up a 36 Ford pickup cab, full front end, fenders, grill, everything perfect. And when we were moving stuff around, I found that car. I'm like, I want that too. Like, that's what I want more than anything. So I got that off him, and I brought it home and straightened it and braced it up so it doesn't get any worse. And I finally found a 30. I had ended up using a 33 cowl, which is not that many difference. I got that from Jeff Titus. Had to splice a couple together and then narrow it and everything to get it to fit right. And then next big build is Cherry Pie, which is a rendering done by Keith Wesner back in the day. So from what I can tell, it's a Model T coupe with a Model A cowl. It's got a Cadillac small block in it with a 2x2 intake manifold, which is impossible to find. So I'm going to have to make one. It's got chrome steelies with cheater slicks in the rear and like some 4.5s up front. And it's like a 12-inch chop, and it's candy apple red with heavy flake, and it's called Cherry Pie. And it was just like a cartoonish Rat Fink-esque drawing or painting, whatever media he used, that really spoke to me. And I'm not gonna like make an exact copy of it, but that's kind of the inspiration for the car is that painting that he did, just because it spoke to me a lot, and it's something that I think would be a cool thing to do. And I got 2 Model T coupes sitting in the back 40, so I mean, got to do something with them. So,
yeah, that's awesome, man.
I got a 36 Ford, 37 International. Yeah, just a bunch of bodies laying around, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
When I find clean ones, I grab them, clean them up, put them on pallets, and I basically just put them on top of my shipping containers, keep them out of the mud.
Sure.
But yeah, it's
cool.
A lot of projects down the woodwork. I got a Corvair that I'm going to turn into a gasser because I don't like air-cooled motors very much. Not that I don't like them, I just don't know enough about them. And
sure. Yeah.
It's got that one's actually a pretty cool one. It's a Corvair Corsa with a 180 horse factory turbo flat 6 in it.
Whoa.
And wow. I can't get that thing to run right to save my life. So I figured I'll build a frame for it, pull it out, and put a blown small block in the front of it. And
nice.
Turn it into a gasser. But yeah, there's a lot in the woodwork, but just got to find the time, man.
Yeah. Yeah. You're only one guy working out of one shop. You only got 24 hours in a day. So.
And I got a full-time job and car shows to get to. So,
man.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really cool. Well, it's you are just one guy doing the absolute most that you possibly can, but you have help along the way. You have people that are influencing you, helping you learn, and then obviously helping you with your builds and things like that. Do you want to give any shout outs to anybody that's been helping you along the way, along this journey?
Yeah, there's so many to list. I mean, you have Chris Walker and the Weeds Hot Rods. You have Simon from Simon Says Garage. She's local here. There's, of course, Brad Anderson, Hill and Valley Metalworks. Greg Tice for kind of helping me out with parts a lot, you know. There's so many. I mean, Wagtag, the guy who helped me at the top. There's a lot, man. I mean, all my buddies that swing by on Friday nights and help me with my stuff. And pretty much Friday nights, I throw the garage door open, and anyone who wants to swing on by comes on by and hangs out, eats pizza, works on hot rods, and got some racing simulators in the shop for people to throw some laps down on. And it's
like a car show every Friday night.
Yeah, people swing out and hang out, and just good people. Surround yourself with good people. You take one thing away from this, is just have a good pocket,
Yeah.
pocket
that's
of
right.
good people. You
Pocket
don't
of
need a lot of
people.
them, but
Yeah.
those people will be there for you when
Yeah.
you need them the most, But
Right on. That's very cool.
yeah.
Awesome. Dude, this was fantastic. Benny,
Yeah,
thank
dude.
you for your time. Thanks
Yeah,
for
no
bringing
problem.
the rod out and showing it to
Anytime.
us, telling us all about it. And it was a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
this is a good time.
Yeah, go do some burnouts.
Yeah, let's do it. All right.